Welcome to the Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Lock Shop on a Thursday afternoon. It is 11:03. Thank you very much for joining us. Tell your friends about Edmonton Sports Talk. Tell your friends about Play Alberta. I have liked seeing over the last couple of days a number of people since the golf tournament being like, "Hey, I signed up at Play Alberta and I used some of our codes." And then Play Alberta was dishing out. So my sister got a hoodie.
Yeah.
Somebody else in my family came home with a card for a hoodie. Tammy's pissed. She's like, whoever got this card, why didn't you turn it in for the hoodie?
It might have been you got to keep the card. So it might have been your sister.
That's what I tried to say, but she refused to believe it.
I have my card from the t-shirt I got.
You got a t-shirt?
You saw it yesterday.
It was a golf shirt.
Yeah. Well, it's shirt. Sorry.
It's different. Yeah, it's a shirt. I thought about that yesterday. I was thinking about your shirt. I told Tammy about it last night when I got home. I said, Matt's got a Play Alberta shirt that looks just like our shirt. I got confused by it. And then she didn't think there was much of a story, but I was like, oh, it's, but then I was like, where I want one of those shirts, Jordan. Like, what's going on here? The hoodies are great, but these shirts are great.
What did you get?
I got a $20 free bet.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. I didn't get a $20 free bet.
Yeah. Basically, anywhere Play Alberta is, you go up and they just give you free bets. They had a great activation at the Oilers games this year. You go up, spun a wheel. It was like $10, $20. It was awesome.
So what else happened though with like your family?
No, that was it.
Oh, that was the
just I think my mom brought home a $20 free bet as well. So I managed to scoop those up.
Well,
so that was nice.
They gave away Pro V1s.
I know. I got a box of those too.
A box?
Jordan gave me a box. Mind you, I think Grumpy Cat came and stole a sleeve out of it.
I got a sleeve. I would love.
He gave me a box of Pro Vs.
Like a full box or just a case of it?
No,
like
not a box.
Like 12.
Yeah,
like
12.
Four sleeves.
Yeah, box. It would be a case would have several boxes in it.
Yeah. I'm jealous of that one. They also got socks. My dad gave me his pair of. So in the winter, I'll have a lot of Play Alberta socks to wear. Mm-hmm. Well, 2 pairs, but I like wearing my socks.
I got a pair of socks there too. Those socks are nice. So you got a box of socks?
Well, 2 of them. No, I said just 2 of them.
Sorry, I thought you said box of socks. People over in the chat, if you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or EdmontonSportsTalk.com, download the Play Alberta app, use the code EST Sports, deposit 20, get $50. We got a huge CFL show coming up here today as well. Maverick is saying, Huss update, please. I was texting with Huss last night. He is okay. He did return home. Those videos were quite something, though.
Oh,
Huss has been going fishing at this one place in Manitoba for a long time. It's a big thing every summer. And this year, it almost looked like the entire lake was surrounded in flames. And Huss looked so scared and cute in the boat, like watching it all, being like escorted off of the... what did I say? I said, dude, that fire looked insane. He said, holy bleep, craziest bleep ever. I said, did it just come out of nowhere? He goes, yes and no. He says, it got nuked by some crazy winds beyond what anything thought was possible this early. So, but he's okay. Huss is okay. He's okay. He'll be back. But yeah, that was scary. Now, what we were talking about is that he looks, when he was in that boat on that video he looked so cute and scared and just like a little kid that we were thinking, how sweet would it be if we had a Huss stuffy?
It'd be amazing.
Hey, like when he's not here, even when he is here, like a Huss stuffy that we could sell to kids, and it's just Huss's nice little face.
What
and
kid would not want to
squeeze it?
A Huss.
Marshall and the Muzz would both want a Huss stuffy. So I don't know where there's got to be a place online you can go to get a custom stuffed animal made. And I wonder if we can
go talk to Build-A-Bear and be like, look, we need this created. Help us create.
You got to get that face on there.
Yes, though. With the cheeks, and they get a little red.
Yeah, just a little red. He's had a couple of drinks.
Yeah,
and
you just want to pinch him.
Yeah, he's the best. We want a Huss
just
stuffy.
Like go to Huss and like hold him, and be like, it's gonna be okay, Huss.
Yeah,
it's gonna be okay.
Anyway, he's back Monday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
yes.
So
he's back for the. I think there's one more day. He said in August he has to take off.
Okay,
but beyond that, he's here on the Lock Shop.
He really doesn't take. The only time Huss misses shows is when he's driving somewhere to watch a sporting event, and the fishing trip.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
and he doesn't miss anything else. It's pretty. He's very consistent. Phyllis says, I love the idea of a Huss Bear.
Like, could be a nice
Right?
giveaway in the lock shop.
Oh, it would be terrific.
Win the Huss Bear.
Win your Huss Bear. And I'd like it where if you could do something and like squeeze its face, it gives you that look that Huss gets when he's shocked by something where he's like that one.
It also needs, like, if you like push him or something, it has his giggle.
and if you push the one shoulder, it leans to the side and vapes.
Just a bunch of smoke just comes out of the mouth.
And it also comes with a toy Diet Pepsi. And that's the Huss doll.
And is always dressed in a hoodie.
Yeah. Yeah. No, God, that would be so good. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna put in my phone. Everything I put in my phone, I usually eventually look into. Hustler doll. That might not be a good thing if Tammy sees it in the phone. Hustler doll. What's this?
Oh, there's a website, idoodle.com. It goes selfies to plush.
Really?
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
This
wow.
might be able to do it.
What's that run? What's that run us? What is that?
Does it matter?
Not really, but I mean,
turn selfie into a plush doll for $118.
$118.
That's it.
So we're selling
That's
Huss
US.
dolls starting next week for $150 US.
Well, let's see
Take a
what
$32 profit. We'll go from there.
the Canadian price. I click Canada. It's saying US still. I want CAD. Okay, whatever. Yeah, you could, and that actually looks pretty good. Wow. Yeah, we're gonna need a Huss doll. This now has to happen.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Big Uke over the chat says Briar Tuck can be an additional outfit that you can buy for it. Briar Tuck is one of the all-time characters around here. God, that's fun. That's a lot of fun. All right, so Hustler doll. I did say we were going to talk about that. Also, I was telling Trev today, I think my flight has been slightly delayed, just by a little bit, so I don't have to rush immediately to the airport. So I'm opening up a challenge, either you or Glue Guy, for a game of Tecmo today at 1:00.
I don't think I can.
No?
I need to go get chips for the tailgate. I need to go to Mr. Mike's.
Oh, listen to this guy.
I need to go get Tommy the road kit because I left everything at the new shop, and I need to clean up the golf stuff at the new shop. Plus, I have to wrap up golf show.
Oh,
Or
excuses.
golf tournament.
Excuses.
No, it's a tough one. Like,
Oh, sure. Yeah,
Because I got to do the
busy
morning
guy.
show tomorrow.
He's a busy
I got
Yeah,
lock
no,
up
yeah,
tomorrow, and I
yeah.
gotta
He
hang
has to
out
be a
tomorrow.
busy guy tomorrow. Oh, you're rolling in
6 straight.
6 straight hours.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, buddy.
But I get work with JMO tomorrow.
Yeah, that's exciting. Who's on Hangout tomorrow?
Belsy right now.
Oh, is Tommy off tomorrow?
Yeah.
Who's doing the one stream?
Well, because
Is it you?
No, it isn't. Hernan and Gager actually. So we're gonna have like almost an
Oh, we're gonna
extended
do oil
EST
stream
afternoons. They're gonna do
and
that,
then-
and they'll do that one.
Okay, well, that's
Tomorrow's
good.
one of our, we have a couple of Fridays in this month where there's a few people
Few
off.
people are
but it's
missing,
like we're
yeah.
at our max of people that could be off.
Okay, all right. So no tap fine then. Maybe I'll see if Glue Guy wants a game. How long are you going to dodge me for though? Like, I'm curious about this.
I'm not dodging you.
I feel like you're dodging
This
me
is
a little bit.
No. This is the very first request from either side.
I know,
So
but
that's not a
now
dodging.
you're dodging me now.
No. If
I've asked
No,
for
no,
the
no,
game.
no.
You have came up with 9 excuses. You're
Not
dodging
excuses.
me. You're dodging
Would
me.
you like to take the GCs to Mr. Mike's?
Not today. I'm busy.
Oh yeah. Okay. So now you're dodging Mr. Mike's. No. Here's the. Okay. I'll agree to this. First one is not a dodge. If you offer a second time and I say no, now I am dodging.
Okay.
I don't think
I'll
I've
agree to
dodged
that.
yet. I've only done it once.
I'll agree to that. It's been a slow Tecmo week. People are busy, obviously. But all right. Well, maybe I'll see what Glue Guy's up to. Hey, we'll get that. Yeah, it's Riding the Pine says over there. Nobody wants the smoke. The
I'm not
11,
worried.
the 11-0 smoke.
Go for whatever. It's about winning in the playoffs, and I'm the Edmonton Oilers. I don't care about the regular season. I'm in
Yeah,
this
of course.
just to go win the title.
Of course.
Yeah, everyone was worried about my start of the Tecmo season. And now look at me.
Well,
I've
you
got
were a little
second
bit
record.
worried about your
I was
start.
not.
You were 500.
I wasn't worried.
You were walking around here saying you're the greatest of all time.
I am.
Oh, please.
No, I didn't say I was the greatest of all time. I said I had the greatest season in Tecmo history, which I did.
Until right now.
Nah, because I went in a 48
I'm going to go on an
game
expanded
schedule.
season.
I went 48 game schedule with only 9 losses.
How many losses? 9 losses? How does that compare to 24-0 incoming?
I also won the title.
It's a long way to go.
Doesn't
in this
matter what
season.
you do, you got to go win that
It's
title.
a long way to go in this season. Phyllis says, I always hug Huss when I see him. She's adding VR Montenegro, saying he's totally huggable. He's 100% huggable. There's nothing better. I used to have I have an uncle. So what is my uncle to my kids? A great uncle?
Yes.
Anyway, they love him because he gives the best hugs. I'm always like, we're gonna go see Uncle Ab. They're like, oh, Uncle Ab hugs. Like, and he's a plushy type of character himself, you know. So yeah, very huggable people out there. All right, we're going to get to the CFL week. We already got a bunch of stuff up. If you haven't checked out the EST specials yet, we threw up another CFL play today. I chatted with Jordan and Matty McPhee, but I chatted with some of the Play Alberta team there at the tournament. Did you have a chance to chat with them much?
Not much.
So I pulled Jordan aside quickly, and I did say, how's the CFL stuff going? Because that's one thing they really want to push because they moved the needle much in CFL last year, and it goes to going very well. Like, we've got people betting CFL, which is great because football's the best sport to bet, is it not?
Yeah. Well, one, you have all week to talk about it. You got the line movements for all week. Yeah. And then like there's that spread, I don't know, the spread in hockey and baseball and basketball, it's just not the same as when you're talking about hockey and you're trying to be like, well, is this a touchdown game we're talking about? Is this 3 points?
Yeah.
You get those garbage points later. This is why football also has boomed, is because of the betting around it. But you could bet on all sports. But this is the one that's easier to look at.
My first foray into sports betting would have come through my buddy Shorts, who was a couple years older than us. And we would do hockey sports select tickets in BC. But my first real into spreads was basketball. Basketball spreads. I'm not going to say I was like Keanu Reeves in Hardball, and it was just like, oh my God, if I don't get this, they're going to kill me. But spreads on basketball is where I first got into it, but football betting is the best betting. You can bet so many different things all throughout the week. And that's so.
And there's more time for line movements.
It's going really good. Yeah. And there's been
really
line movement this week.
That. So. Where like if you and with the CFL, you've talked about it, Huss talked about it, I've talked about Huss too, where there's money to be had in the CFL with Play Alberta because you see the lines early in the week and you can watch how it goes, and there's money to be made early in the week with the lines changing.
There's been movement in all 3 games.
Yeah. Well, last week Hamilton started as the underdog, 2.5 underdogs.
What they close as?
They were the favorites by, was it 3.5 or something? When it closed or something.
Who did they play last week?
Toronto.
It moved that much with no injury news?
Yes. Huss and I were talking about it on Thursday. That had a lot of movement for no real news. There wasn't Chad Kelly news.
Yeah,
there wasn't
Kelly was not coming back to week 7 at the earliest.
So that was just a natural movement. But you get that in football because all week, when the line drops, you have all week to go with it. Where let's say hockey, well, the line usually drops almost morning off. Maybe you get it the night before. There's not as much time for it to change. Football, you get all week for these movements. All
right, so here's the 3 plays that we already have up. And these will likely stay up until the event begins. My CFL teaser I put up earlier in the week. It's Matty, and I'll ask you, which one of these 6 legs do you think is the most worrisome? Calgary plus 11.5. Sask and Calgary under 57.5. Ticats plus 1.5. Hamilton and Ottawa over 47.5. Elks plus 10.5. BC Edmonton over 44.5. I've said multiple times this week, I've already smashed it. I feel really good about it. But there's always one that screws you. So which one is going to screw me, or do you think is the scariest on there?
The one that I'm looking at is Calgary Sask under 57.5 points.
Jeez, that's what I think. That's what Glue Guy said yesterday too.
They can score. We saw the Stamps go score on the Bombers' defense. That's a good defense.
No, but Calgary's defense only allows 19 points a game.
Okay.
So I'm making that play on a Calgary defense. Plus, Dedrick Mills and AJ Ouellette can run the ball.
They can still score. Trevor Harris is going to be back.
Trevor Harris is back.
What did Jake Mayer do to the BC Lions? How many points did they get in that one? And that's Jake Mayer.
Well, I think he only threw 1 touchdown that game.
I know, but the defense goes and got points, and with the Riders overall, led by Jake Mayer, they go last week. Let me pull it up. 2 weeks ago, they put up 37 points themselves in that one game.
Maybe I should have taken that one down to 45.5.
It's just one of those. I think the Calgary 11.5, Edmonton 10.5. That those are reasonable. Ticats 1.5. That's basically almost like the Ticats just winning that football game. We know Bo and the Ticats offense can score. Ottawa, whether they're going to put up points in some way, shape, or form. Either they're going to be down early and they're going to score garbage points, or they're going to keep it close. And Drew Brown, he's back. He can throw the ball. We saw it last week. So that point's one I'm not worried about. Edmonton, BC, you have it a lower number. 44.5. Like, taking away week 1 out of this because the teams are just getting going. The Elks score points. We've seen it. They could put up. They're going to put up 25 or something like that. BC's going to then be able to match it. So then the only one that would be left was Edmonton, Calgary, Saskatchewan. You got it at a high number, which is nice. But if there is a big game this week, I could see it being VA and Trevor Harris going off with each other.
I think the biggest game this week would be Drew Brown and Bo Levi both throwing the ball 40 times.
Which one do you think are you most?
Well, no,
obviously you built that. You're not, you're confident in all that. But which one do you look at as the one that you think this was the tough one for me?
Just one more quick note on the under 57. A 30-27 game still cashes the under.
Right.
Like that's a big number. Now last week, all 4 games averaged 63 points.
Yeah, 35-32.
Maybe I should have taken that down to 44 at 45.5 and taken the over. But I don't know. I think Calgary's defense is legit, man. Look what they did to. Look what they just did to the Bombers. I think 30-27 could be an under.
Flip
I think that's good.
Going to Saskatchewan. You're going into a packed Mosaic Stadium. You're going on the road as opposed to, you're playing for. Look, Zach Collaros was going for a championship. You'd have to expect the Bombers to fall. They don't get it done.
True. Somebody said,
games.
Shouldn't be surprised the Bombers sucked. There's a trophy in the house.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one, man, I just like this ticket. I don't know. Does Hamilton have that's a huge game for Ottawa. That's a huge game for Hamilton too. I mean, they're both, Hamilton has 2 wins, Ottawa has 1.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a big game for both teams. So.
Do you know what the other one is for me?
Elks plus 10.5?
Yeah. Because I can see if
that's
the
what
Elks
I was going to
lose,
say. That's probably mine.
If they lose, it feels like it'll lose by multiple scores. Like touchdown wise and stuff. Like that's the one thing I have the feeling about with this team right now is that when they lose, like I feel like it's a bit bigger. Or like we saw it against Winnipeg, kept it close, but in the end, Winnipeg still covered that spread, which was 10.5. So that'd be number 2 for me.
On Edmonton lost.
They struggled with Nathan
Edmonton lost to Montreal with MBT, and BC beat Montreal with MBT.
Oh no! Edmonton lost to Montreal with Davis Alexander. And then Alexander got hurt in that game. And
he got hurt in that game?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, Davis Alexander.
Because MBT came in, they were rushing.
That was the only reason the Elks had a chance in that game after. Davis Alexander was just making work of that Elks defense. They had no answers for Davis Alexander.
That's right.
So the Elks would have beaten Montreal if MBT started that game.
Well, then I like the 10.5.
But did you see what Nathan Rourke did to the Elks in week 1?
Yeah.
And now possibly no Robbie Smith.
Yeah, but
no Javon Leake.
What has Robbie Smith done this season so far?
I know, I get that, but you don't have Noah Curtis. Is
Javon Leake out for sure?
No, but possibly no Javon Leake. Yeah, we'll have to wait for the injury report today. Maybe you have David Beard back because Dave Campbell reported that he's off the 6th game already. So maybe he's ready to go in the lineup, but we also saw what this team did when they lost Brett Boyko to start the season. That O-line struggled. So I don't know, like that's where I could see, because I saw these two teams go at it in week 1, that causes me some cause for concern. Although I will say this to help cause some confidence for this one. Jay brought it up on the post-game show on Sunday. The Elks are a better team than they were in week 1. Has BC improved since week 1? Are they the same team or have they regressed a little bit? And I could argue that the BC Lions have regressed a bit since week 1.
I would say the BC has not gotten better since week 1. I don't know if they've regressed, but they've not gotten better.
And the Elks have gotten better since that week 1 meeting.
So you like the 10.5?
So, but that's why I said it was the number 2 worry for me. I still look at Calgary, Saskatchewan. I could see a points fest. Although watch, like tomorrow's game is going to be like 28-17, and you're just going to be like, "Ha! Told you guys,
cash it,
told ya."
I'm going to say when it ends, and they cash my adjusted line of 57.5 on the under.
I missed it during the broadcast. Did you just say something about the Nielsen show on the broadcast? What did you say?
Well, Suit said, it was when, maybe we'll talk about that. When they brought in Cody Fajardo.
Yeah.
The second time, He's like, "Won't be no shortage of things for you to discuss this week on your show." And I said, "You're right. We'll have lots to discuss on the Nielsen show this week." So yeah, little plug
We had
there.
a bunch of people mentioned it in the postgame show. And
Did they?
And I didn't catch it on the broadcast.
I managed to sneak it in.
There you go.
And the guy who would have called me out for doing that isn't around anymore. So I might sneak in the odd plug a little bit more here and there. So yeah, that's okay. Anyway, if you like this parlay, I think you got to hit it anyway because it's a good number. I think this should be like plus 350 and it's plus 600. So you can get that at 6-1. Our 4 Alberta parlay that Jay and I put together yesterday, Stamps plus 6.5. So we moved that line a bit. Elks to win on the money line, and then Chance Vegan to be the outright aggregate Chuck Wagons winner, 6-1.
Jay's 2 for 2, I think, with his play of the day with the Stampede.
It was Vegan both times, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I like him in that one. That's 6-1 too. And then the early bird bet. Riders to win. This is Eric and I put this together today, and they boosted it for us. Riders to win, Ticats to win, Edmonton and BC, 50 plus points. I moved it from 51.5 to 49, plus 272. And I have also hit that one myself as well. So that's what we already have up on our special bets page, ESC specials over at playalberta.ca. Download the app if you haven't already. Use your game sense when you're playing with Play Alberta, but those options are there for you as well. We'll build another CFL parlay on the show today as well. But let's get to the big news this morning, and that was the commissioner of the Canadian Football League on our show today. Let me get the exact quote. "I am incredibly motivated for season-long CFL fantasy." Stuart Johnston on our show today. You guys have been grinding in a bit of a smaller league than ours, but for the last 10 years.
11 years, 10th season.
Seems, okay, what do you mean 11 years, 10th season? What's this about?
We didn't have COVID.
Oh, yeah, the COVID year.
This is our 10th season, but we've been around for 11 years.
So, do you have to say both? Can you not just pick one?
Well, it's the 10th season. We're celebrating our 10th
fantasy
season, but it's the same as the Grey Cup.
Was there any movement during COVID?
No, but we've been together as a group. The organizations have stuck through it, and we survived the lost season.
So what does your logo say?
10th. It's 10th. No, like we're celebrating 10 this year. 10th season. Yeah, we're celebrating 10th season.
Does it say 10th season on there?
It's when it was started. I'm just like, we started, our first draft was 11 years ago.
How did McCord get in it in the first place?
So do you want the full story? Or do you want
a little bit?
Okay, so this started out at Boy's house. Myself and Lucas were watching a game on TSN, and at the time when they were promoting their CFL fantasy, they were promoting the big prize was a Joseph Aboud suit. From Moores, and we're like, you're trying to
come a long way.
You're trying to appeal to the youth right now, and you're like, and nothing wrong with the Joseph Aboud suit, but the youth aren't exactly like
That's
Joseph
what the
Aboud
prize
suit.
was to win like the season long.
It was a huge commercial that they had, and we were like, what is this? So then Luke's like, why haven't they done season long fantasy and stuff? And I've done it with the NFL for a long time, so I was like, well, part of it is quarterbacks. Like, you don't have enough quarterbacks. You want to make sure you have everyone. And then I came up with the idea. I was like, you could maybe do it with 4 people. And then he's like, well, let's do it next year. So this is back in 2014, the idea came up.
2014, okay.
So then it was easy because myself, Luke, and Eric.
Easy.
Boom, we're in. So we're like, okay, we need to find a 4th. We'll find that next year. At that time, Locke left the Bear to take a morning show. And McCord was coming back. And we knew McCord was, well, he was a CFL fan. He was a BC Lions fan. We knew that. So we're like, well, this is an easy 4th to go to. So we went with, we just asked Scotty. Scott jumped on board and we got him, and he won the title in the second year. The champ.
He hasn't won since, right?
No, but Lieutenant Eric has never won.
Jeez, so you and Lucas have combined to win 9 titles?
If one of us win this year, we will. Whoever wins, if one of us do, we'll have a combined for half the league titles.
I know how that feels. Walmer and Cone Hockey League, 14 years in, I got 7 titles, including 4 in a row. So, well, congratulations. So one of you has a dynasty on the line here.
Yeah, Luke's the only one that has never or has won back-to-back titles. I've never won back-to-back titles, but I have never missed the playoffs, and I've never had a draft first overall, and I've made the finals more. So yeah, if whoever wins this one will, after 10 years, be able to say they're the franchise.
They can label themselves the team of the century, like our commission in the other league.
But yeah, so back to Stuart Johnson.
Yeah, he basically said. I mean, Eric kind of asked, like, where would we be on a timeline on this? And he did say that Like he mentioned next season.
You should be able to do it next season.
He mentioned next season, which I
to.
think is a reasonable, like with any amount of desire to do it. We're only in week 6 of this season. You should be able to roll this out by kickoff next season.
I'm not a computer, like, I'm lack of a better term right now, nerd. Like, I don't know how to code things. I respect everyone that can code
We'll
things.
get our buddy Ferg to do it.
But it's one of those, it shouldn't be hard to connect with Genius Sports and get their stats to add to a page for this. Go work with TSN, your broadcast partner, who have a connection with ESPN, who run an NFL fantasy league. Connect through them.
Stu said this morning he was meeting with the NFL guys in New York this week.
There you go. There's a template for you. You now, like, you don't have to worry about 3 downs. You don't have to worry about all that stuff because it's all just the stats of first, like of the receivers and the quarterbacks and things like that. So it should be able to get done next season if they don't have it. This is why, like, I feel like the CFL tries to do things and it doesn't happen. Or when the CFL does things, it falls flat. So I'm not as excited about what he said until I see it from the CFL, but they should have it next year. If they don't, it'll be a failure on Stuart Johnson's part. I'll say that one right now. I'll go that far.
No, I was joking earlier before we brought him on. I said, does he still have a job next year if CFL fantasy doesn't exist?
And I think, look, if I'm in his shoes and I hire, you hire someone to run this fantasy, okay, look, there's 2 fantasy leagues that are going right now. You create a 4-team option, you create a 6-team option.
That's all you need.
That. I do stand by this in fantasy
with
football.
A shorter roster, could almost do an 8-man. Like if you, because we do 3 wide receivers, national squad.
Got to do it. That
would be tight.
Bye weeks that was always, and it's the 3-team bye weeks.
4 and 6 is probably the max.
If they get to a 10th team, you could maybe go to 6 teams easily where everyone has a quarterback because you're only dealing with 1 bye week kind of. At that point, you only have 1 team on a bye. It's these 3 bye weeks that are definitely killers. I don't have a quarterback this. Well, actually, no, I do have Drew Brown. Here's the other thing I don't like about fantasy football, by the way. And I have it in my league. If an offense throws a pick 6,
doesn't hurt them.
Mazzoli did to the Lions, the BC Lions defense does not get impacted by that. They were not on the field, nor were the special teams on the field for that. I hate that about NFL fantasy.
Is that a thing in NFL fantasy?
They just take the points and add it to the defense and special teams.
That should clearly be adjusted.
That's what I've always thought.
Points scored against the defense or special teams.
Exactly. And the only thing I do is I give, if it's like a pick 6, if it's a kicked extra point, I don't charge. That's against the special teams. I'm not going to charge that against the special teams because how are you going to stop that? Like that generally doesn't get stopped. But if they go for 2 and you can't stop the 2 points, that's on you. You get those 2 points posted against you. But yeah, if you give up a touchdown, if the offense gives up a touchdown, or if the offense gives up a safety, not punting safety, like if the quarterback gets sacked and it's a safety, that should not go against your defense or special teams. But it does. Not in the Dunya, though. Not in the Dunya.
Duck Dad says if there's a new spot at the CFL called the Chief of Season-Long Fantasy, the CSLF, who's the best person for this job? I'll say it. It might be that guy right there. It might be Matthew Iwanek. Got the most experience for the position. I'm looking at the CFL on Twitter right now. It's funny. Eric today launched a campaign to reply to the CFL everything using hashtag season-long fantasy. So they've got a video there of AJ Ouellette right now, and I see the two updates below it or 2 tweets below it. One is Eric says, need an update on hashtag season-long fantasy. And then Lucas beneath that says, he's been great for the Texans this year. I dropped AJ Ouellette.
What?
Yeah.
Do you have not our spot?
I drafted. It has to be on a 6 game.
Oh, you guys do 6
game. Our IR spot is for 6 game. So I got Reggie on there. I don't have Emilus on there, so he's just on my bench right now because he's not on the 6 game. And when AJ Ouellette got hurt and they signed Kadeem Carey,
it looked like it was going to be a lot.
I was just like, that's it. And I've got James Butler and Greg Bell, so it's not the end of the world. But I dropped AJ Ouellette. But this is the thing. Like this morning before the show, Eric and I were talking waiver wire and stuff. And you just don't get those conversations on the week-to-week fantasy stuff. You just don't. This is week-to-week fantasy is great, but there's a reason week-to-week fantasy came after regular fantasy in the National Football League.
Yeah, and people do their other week, what is it? Daily fantasy lineup, I guess it's called. for NFL too. It happens.
Yeah.
But that's not the thing everyone talks about with NFL fantasy.
No.
When ESPN and CBS and Yahoo are announcing we've got fantasy, they're not talking about the lineups you submit each week. They're talking about season-long fantasy. And that's what the CFL needs to get to is season-long fantasy. And even if it's 4 or 6, look, standard NFL league is 10 to 12, so you get a few more people. But honestly, it's so much fun when there's only 4 or 6 of you because it's a tight group. And if you keep going at it, it can be a lot of fun. And we are proof of it. For 11 years, we've been together, but 10 seasons. You guys are into season 3.
Season 3.
I believe.
Yeah.
You are across the continent. We're from across the prairies / the West Coast.
Yeah, we have Americans.
And it's a lot of fun to do. And I've never enjoyed personally the week fantasy. It's just not the same.
Week to week.
To week. It's just not the same. It's great that okay, I had a good draft year, or you want to know something? A couple years ago, it was I got Malik Henry on the waiver wire one day. I grabbed him and he went off and he helped lead me to a title.
That happens.
Because I had to go and spot this guy and grab him on the waiver. This week, I'm giving up on this week in a sense. I have too many guys on a bye and I can't give up some.
But you also have had a good start to the season.
And I can afford that.
That's okay.
4-1.
I'm also 4-1. Now, we can call this a bit of a hot take, but you know why I think week to week fantasy football exists? It's for all the losers who are 1-4 in the first 5 weeks of their regular standard league and know that they're not going to make the playoffs. And then they're I still want to do fantasy and have it be meaningful. So you do week to week stuff, which is fine, I guess. But
it's just not as
kind of how it works.
When you sit down and you have a draft,
so
you
actually
draft your players, it's one of the best nights.
Wait a second. What is this?
I don't like when you say
flight team. I don't know what's going on right now. My flight just got delayed by another half hour.
Where are you going to again?
You're dodging me in Tecmo. I'm going to Regina. And I just got I got a text from Yuke about the grandest parlay. I'll get that in too. What was I going to go? Oh yeah, so Huss on DraftKings has a weekly CFL pool. So let's see here. Hang on a second. I want to give you the player values.
Yeah, I also don't like that. The player values can be so wonky.
There's some. I did it week 3 because Remo sends out invite. Here's the invite. So this is CFL weekly fantasy. Let's put together a team here for the WST pool. $3 to get in. All right, who do you think is the most valued quarterback this week?
Harris, there's Vernon Adams, Nathan Rourke.
Nathan Rourke, 10,500.
Okay.
Number 2, Bo Levi Mitchell.
Yeah.
How much lower do you think than 10.5?
10.
9.9. Drew Brown.
He's 3rd.
Yeah.
Yes, he puts up stats.
He throws a ton.
Yeah.
Trevor Harris, VA, Trey Ford. Bo's 99, Drew's 98, Trevor's 97, VA's 96, Trey's 95. Who do you want for a starting quarterback?
Well,
try to do a Bo Kenny stack it. VA?
I think because I'm trying to say that's the thing though, is you have to try to save money and try to balance it out.
I mean, there's only 1,000 separating all 6 quarterbacks.
Yeah, so probably Bo.
Okay, let's go.
What's the difference between Bo and VA?
$300.
Yeah, Bo.
Okay, so we'll put Bo in there. Draft him. Running back.
I wonder if I can just pull this up on CFL.
Dedrick Mills is the highest running back at 9.
So disappointed. Matty
Greg Bell's 88. Rankin's 86. AJ Ouellette is 82. Butler's 8,000. I think I like Butler. Remember when Butler torched the Elks for 4 touchdowns?
Yeah.
You want to put Butler in there? Adebaboye is only 6,200.
Oh, I found the thing here. Okay, here's running backs. Yeah, Dedrick's high, Rankin's high, Butler.
Butler's
Ouellette's
1,000
high.
lower than Mills.
I don't mind Greg Bell. I like that Olivier Ayres shows up still, even though he's on a bye. I would do
Adebaboye is 6,200.
I would, because you got to get 2 receiver running backs.
Yeah.
I would take him, and I would take Greg Bell.
Hey, let me see. Wait a second.
I think.
No, you only need 1 running back.
I'm looking at the CFL website.
Yeah. No. CFL has one, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's just use theirs then.
Because then I got Bo. Bo's but it's like their numbers are different. Bo's at 15. I don't like that they show the guys on bye. Like, take the guys out that are on bye.
See, this is something that the CFL
you got to take Barry Hill the third almost
person
this
would do
week.
this.
Because Barry Hill the third might go off. He did it. He got 2 touchdowns against the Elks that first week.
Yeah, but he only gets like 3-4 targets a game.
Was Clark Barnes on the depth chart, or is he out? This is a little hard to do on the fly because I can't remember who's out and who's not.
Oh, Bo's 15,000 over here.
Yeah, but I don't know what the salary cap is.
It's $70K.
Yeah. See, the other thing too is like with this one, it's like the savings to have is almost on defense. You just want to find a defense that you can.
It's all hit and miss on defense anyway.
Like, let's take Hamilton.
We do have to have 2 running backs.
I know.
That's tough.
How much do I have left? I could get 10K per. Okay.
It says you're supposed to average 10,000 per person. But see, the fact that they
changes.
have all this stuff, you just need to feed this in to like a different.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
Different skin.
You have a website that has already taken account these numbers.
That's the thing.
Now you're just taking it. You're needing the interface to be able to. I set my lineup. I can move people on a bench. You got the waiver wire. You set things up that way. That's all you're looking for.
You know what else I would do is I would, like if you go to CFL.ca, to get to the fantasy, you have to click on Game Zone, then go play CFL Game Zone.
It needs to be just say fantasy.
There's just got to be a fantasy header there. Simple as that. But I'm going to finish this team. Let's see here. Yeah, they should have the guys who are on bye week removed.
Yeah, it makes it just a little more difficult to find. Okay, I think I got my team almost.
How much money do I have left? Oh, no. You know who was super low for a while? Yeah, there he is.
I don't like my team right now.
You added a defense?
Yeah. I'd have to look at this later. I don't like it right off the bat. Because I put Hamilton's defense out there. Or can I add Calgary?
9,700. I got 9,700 left.
This is great right now.
Yeah, sorry, everybody. I want to get this team together, but this is like the CFL needs to get this stuff.
Oh, did I squeeze them in? I did.
Here.
I'm done, I think.
Okay, give me your team.
I got the Stamps on defense. I got Bo at quarterback. Adebayo at running back. Greg Bell at running back. Kenny Lawler at receiver. Barry Hill the third at receiver. And Arkell Smith at receiver.
Arkell Smith.
Because I only have like 6. I have very little left. And I don't have there's not a lot of solid options. I guess I could get Katoy, but then I got 2 Lions, and I don't like having 2 of the same team generally in the same position. I could have Tevin Jones, but he hasn't had a great season. Shamir Bridges hasn't done anything. Eberhardt's on that team. If I had maybe Katoy.
Yeah, he has too many drops.
Yeah. That's where I would just probably stick with Arkell Smith. Just to take a chance on that one. That's my team.
Okay, here's my team. I think this is good. I've got 60K left, or 6K left. Elks defense.
Wow, that's a lot of faith in them.
Bo Levi.
Yeah.
James Butler.
Okay.
Adebayo.
Okay.
Kenny Lawler.
Okay.
Dunbar.
Yeah.
Justin Hardy.
Oh, you got both those guys in there.
Yes. Dunbar and Hardy are at 9-5 and 9-1.
See, I think the Stamps, I like it. It's the defense that could be huge. I like getting a Stamps defense in there. Because you're right. If they actually, to your line there, if there's a defense that I think this week has the best chance of holding a team under, it is the Stamps. So that's where I might make some points. Whereas,
but you just said you were worried about the 57 and a half.
I said that was the most, or the one. But so, I don't know. We saw what the Elks defense did against BC that first week, and that's where I'd have concerns with that. But it's kind of fun. I like having my lineup, though, and knowing who my players are. And if I need to, I'm already looking at McCord's roster.
You can't do trades here. You're already thinking of plundering him.
Oh, I got to see what I can do for him. Well, his season's almost over.
You guys are running a 3.5-man league.
His season's almost over. He can still, look, Eric he's 2-3. He should go to 3.
I've already told him to go to McCord and take everything he's got.
But he doesn't have a lot. He does have Brady. Do I go get Brady? Or do I go get Greg Bell?
I told him to get Butler from him.
I'll take Brady.
I like Butler.
I got Tyson Philpott.
Brady who?
Oliveira.
He has Brady Oliveira, Greg Bell,
and James
Butler.
Here's the thing here's what's happened to McCord. McCord has terrible roster management. Where's one of these weeks? 1 week he plays Greg Bell when Greg Bell
didn't
play. And where is that one?
You're not helping your league right now.
Oh, just one guy. He has tough roster management. He had James Butler on his bench who put up 20 points that week. The next week he didn't. He played Butler and Bell did well. Bell went to the bench. That's not much you can do on that one. He takes Keon Julian Grant. He picks him up last week. Cuts Clark Barnes. Clark Barnes gets a touchdown last week.
And then gets hurt.
McCord has the worst roster management there is out there. He's just very unfortunate. That's all I'll say.
Okay, let's put together something for the CFL from us.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Because you've already put with Eric.
I'm on everything. So
right, but you did the games this week.
Yeah.
You kind of I was thinking an anytime touchdown in each game.
Oh, hey, I guess we can send those off to the boys, right? So,
and I've got 3 I'm looking at.
And I did say to somebody today who'd slid my DMs and was like, Dusty, we need player markets for CFL. I have mentioned that a number of times. If it's not this year, it will be as soon as we possibly can. But I also said, if you have a creative player prop parlay, slide in my DMs and we will get it up for you. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm okay taking any of these guys out and switching them around, but I was trying to do one for each game. So I got Stamps, Riders. I got an AJ Ouellette touchdown.
Okay, give me yours, and then we'll discuss these. And then it's funny.
Ticats, Red Blacks. I've thrown a Kenny Lawler touchdown.
Okay,
and then Elks, Lions. I got a Justin Rankin touchdown, and I think I could get it to about plus 600 or something.
Okay, I like the Kenny Lawler one. I think Ottawa Hamilton is going to be high scoring. Let's definitely lock that one in. The Ouellette one is interesting.
Okay, let's start there.
Because my buddy Eddie the Gambler. He lives in a different province. So he can't play Alberta, but he sent me one yesterday. He's a bit of a degen. I always say, use your game sense. This is one that he's put together. It's 12-1. AJ Ouellette anytime touchdown.
Okay.
Trevor Harris 225 plus passing yards. VA 225 plus passing yards. Trevor Harris passing touchdown. Vernon Adams passing touchdown. Philpott 40 plus yards. Tevin Jones 25 plus yards. Dom Rhymes 30 plus yards. Philpott 3 receptions or more. AJ Ouellette 50 yards. Dedrick Mills 50 yards. And I looked at him. I said, sprinkle it for me. I'll give you the cash when I see you because I can't play on that one. And but the thing I'm worried about is this AJ Ouellette touchdown.
Okay.
Because of the Tommy Stevens factor. If they're anywhere remotely close to the end zone, it's going to be Tommy time. And that's trouble.
Right, but AJ's got 3 touchdowns already on the season.
But Dedrick Mills has 5. Why won't we
put
I was about to
say, would you go to a Dedrick Mills touchdown? Because I'd be willing to switch that to Dedrick Mills.
I'm more worried about Tommy Stevens than I am of Quincy Vaughn, who's Calgary's short yardage quarterback. Which is why I think Dedrick Mills has 5 touchdowns already.
Ouellette has 3 touchdown runs in his last 3 games.
Let's do this. Let's take Mills, but if Ouellette scores a touchdown on the call, I'll say, you were right, Matty.
I just said no other reference. Just Matty was right or something on that line.
Let's go Mills. Because I already got the sprinkle on Ouellette with this other one.
I'm fine with that. So, okay, if I switch to Mills. So now the BC Edmonton game.
Lawler and BC Edmonton. I don't hate Rankin.
I don't like any. I don't feel good about any Elks receiver as a guarantee for a touchdown in this sense. BC, I could maybe have time for
Justin McInnis.
but I feel like he's a little more hit and miss.
Now, Justin Rankin did not have a touchdown until this week.
But then he got 2. And when he goes, he goes. McInnes this season has only 1 touchdown.
What if we did Rourke over 1.5 passing TDs? I know it's tough. You're wearing your elk stuff right now.
Well, no, it's... I was kind of hoping
I'm not going to be like, I refuse to agree to this with a Rankin TD.
Yeah, no. I'm just trying to think if there's any other touchdown scorer we can go with.
I think I like, well, see, that's
why I feel better about a Hatcher touchdown.
I might feel a bit better about a Hatcher touchdown than a McInnes or than a Rankin touchdown.
But you want passing.
I think I just like Rourke over 1.5.
Passing TDs, Rourke, K.
But if you want to do anytime touchdown score, that's kind of cheating.
Well, it's a player. Well, basically, this is a player prop for each game.
Yeah.
Lock shot partner parlay.
Yeah.
Dedrick Mills anytime touchdown. Kenny Lawler anytime touchdown. Nathan Rourke 2+ passing TDs. Think you would come around about like 520, 550.
Okay, look, can I throw one more twist at you here?
Okay.
Sorry to do it again.
Don't.
Because I said earlier, if we're just doing player props now, what would the number be? Just Bo Levi over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
So you want to add a Bo Levi 1.5 touchdown
instead of Kenny?
Oh, take that out. Okay, well then let's take out Dedrick Mills anytime touchdown.
Why?
And let's go all quarterbacks throwing.
But I don't know if I necessarily. I think I'd rather like Dedrick Mills to score than Trevor or VA to go over 1.5. Bo's gonna score. Bo's throwing 2 touchdown passes in that game. One of them's probably the Lawler. So we could just stick with Lawler.
You're now to plus 400 area, I would think.
That's still pretty good.
Okay. So Bo 2+ passing. Okay, well, how about we take this even a little further? Is it too crazy to go Bo 3+ passing?
Jeez. But why?
Oh,
we already got like a 4-1 number.
So Dedrick Mills anytime touchdown, Bo 2+ passing, Nathan Rourke 2+ passing.
Yes. That's it. I think
Lock
that's the one.
Partner parlay for
I
today.
think that's the one.
I'll send that.
Okay, you send it off. You do it on your phone?
Yeah. You could add it on your phone. I do it much
better. No, see, I can't because I have a Bell phone and it won't let me have any other teams' accounts outside of my own.
That's what makes sense.
That's a real pain in the butt for me.
I've got it on the phone.
Oh, well, now I can text you stuff when I'm on the road. You can just put it on your phone. Damn it.
Yeah, I get the full chat.
Right, so
I wake up and I see the early bird bet in the chat with them and all that.
I
it's
want
great.
that. I'm going to have to get a separate phone just for Play Alberta.
Lock shop parlay. So we are going Dedrick Mills, anytime TD.
Yeah.
Bo Levi Mitchell, 2+ passing TDs. Nathan Rourke, 2+ passing TDs. For tomorrow in the lock shop, I'll actually, because Jay's off tomorrow too, I'm going to build the Jay and Matt's big play of the game for Sunday.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Maybe I'll work on that tomorrow a little bit, where we'll focus on the Elks.
And I'm getting the DJ and Dens parlay over here. Spain to win first half.
I love their stuff.
Versus Italy.
When you're gone and you sent stuff to me, I was just like, and I'm going, what is this one for?
I know, and that's the UEFA women. Guardians run line. Braves run line. And if you're not familiar with it, the run line in baseball is like the puck line in hockey. So it's, minus 1.5 runs or goals. And then a Cody Bellinger hit. If you've not yet joined the DJ and Den on Discord, and if you like sports betting, that's the place for you. All right. And Uke says this is going to be a juicy one. So that has been sent as well. So both of those will be popping up. I want to get to this because I have put in the request with the team over at Play Alberta to get YouTube Trev's favorite new player of all time, Ike Howard, onto the Calder. So they've got trophy outrights already up. Connor McDavid is a hard trophy favorite, plus 210. Hellebuck, plus 325. The Vezina. Habs, soon-to-be sensation, Demidov, plus 240. Cale Makar on the Nords, a plus 150. Quenneville. Wow. Quenneville, front runner for the Jack Adams at 5-1.
The Ducks go to the playoffs. That's
I guess.
That team makes that team.
Rocket Richard is Leon, plus 350. Might be worth sprinkling, actually, or plus 305. Might be worth getting on that one right now. Anyway, let's see. I think Savoy is on here.
He has plus 3,000. I think it was. Or plus 6,000. Which one was it?
Oh, here he is, plus 3,000.
Plus 3,000.
So he's at plus 3,000. They did not have Ike Howard on the list yet, but I've sent in the request. They're looking at their provider to see if we can get him. Trev thinks he should be slotted in top 3.
I don't disagree.
Really? So if Demidov's plus 240, the next on the list is that Nikishkin defenseman at 9-1, and then Ryan Leonard, who got that taste in the playoffs with the Caps at 12-1. And then Perek out of Calgary at 12-1, who looks like he's going to be pretty good.
I could go 12-1.
Okay, so you'd put him in that same group.
Tied for 3. Here's why.
Jeez.
It
goes from not being on the list to top 3.
But how many of these players are getting a situation where they're going in and they are potentially going to have the spot where they can be next to Connor McDavid or Leon Draisaitl type player? If things go well for Howard this year, this is a guy that could put up a lot of points.
Trev said 60. 60.
If it works,
that's too juicy.
Of all the spots, okay, let's say he puts up 50. He's not going to get power play time. So that's going to hurt him on that part. But if it goes well and he is with Connor or Leon and he plays 82 games with Connor or Leon because it's going well, the guy's going to put up points. That's why I don't think he's in a position where if he produces, we're going to be talking about it at the end of the season as a finalist.
Duck Dad says he can't see Howard being higher than Askarov, who's 20-1.
But they're going to lose hockey games, the Sharks.
Yeah, I don't think I'd make a play on this.
I don't think the Sharks are a team that are going to go in the playoffs, and that's going to go against them.
I think anywhere in that 25 below, like with Gabe Perreault, Bradley Nadeau, somewhere he'll be in the top 10. I think he should be in the top 10. You're that hot.
I think from a betting perspective, I understand why he would be viewed higher because there's a high ceiling, I think, to him because of who he might get to play with. I don't know if he hits that ceiling. I'm not confident he will hit that ceiling, but I understand there's a high ceiling that you have to look at of what he can go do this season.
I would give the advice to play Alberta to be very careful with that number. I'd probably have it from an Edmonton perspective, have play Alberta at they should probably put him at 6-1 because the city is going to smash whatever number is up there. And if it hits, play Alberta's toast. So I would tell them if I was them, I'd probably, if I'm play Alberta, I'd probably put him up at 6 to 7-1. But I think he should probably be somewhere in that 25 to 2,000 range. Before
we end here, quickly, which line surprises you the most currently where it is in the CFL right now?
For the games?
Cats have gone to 6.5. It has moved all the way to 6.5. Elks
moved while we were doing the show?
No, it's at 6.5 now. At the start of the week, it was 4.5.
No, but I had this page up 10 minutes ago.
What'd you have it 10 minutes ago?
That line was 5.5 10 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
Calgary was 5 and BC was 3 10 minutes ago. I swear to God. So they've just moved.
Which one surprises you the most as it stands right now?
I still think Calgary plus 5.5 at 3-1 is the one that surprises me the most. I think it should be maybe 3.5, 4 at most.
What's the issue with the grandest for parlay? There's a Spain to win first half versus Italy.
Spain. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, Spain to win.
Okay.
Spain to win. I got it. First half.
EST Sports, deposit 20, get a $50 free bet. YEG 50, deposit 5, get a $50 free bet. That's all at Play Alberta, playalberta.ca.
All right, coming up, we got two guys in the goal. Myself, Reed Wilkins, Joaquin Gage. Lots to talk about Edmonton Oilers players and their numbers. So we'll get into that coming up as well. That's going to do it for the Lock Shop today. Thank you very much for joining us. Matty, good doing the show with you, buddy.
Likewise.
And best of luck if you're riding with us tonight, and we will talk to you tomorrow.